Start winning at the races with Daily Racing Form's new mobile pass performances, featuring exclusive buyer speed figures and expert analysis and selections. Go to drf.com/best and get the power of DRF in the palm of your hand.
Hi everyone, Los Alamitos' summer meet began on Friday. We're going to be talking a little bit about a stakes race that will be run on Saturday. The Los Alamitos meet is kind of the bridge meet between the end of Santa Anita and the start of Del Mar. And we'll be at Los Alamitos for the next 2 weeks. And the Saturday stakes race, well, for the first 6 years, it was known as the Bertrando Stakes. This race has been renamed the Soi Fet Stakes. It's a 1-mile dirt race for California breds, dirt racing only at Los Alamitos. And you kind of have to feel bad a little bit about Bertrando. Bertrando was one of the best California breds in all of history. He won 4 Grade 1s. He made more than $3 million. And now the stakes race that was named in his honor has been renamed in honor of a reformed claiming horse named Soi Fet. I'm not knocking Los Alamitos at all, and I completely understand why they did it. Bertrando never raced at Los Alamitos. Soi Fet raced 11 times at Los Alamitos. Los Alamitos daytime racing began 6 years ago, and Soi Fet ran 11 times at the Los Alamitos racetrack. So Los Alamitos is trying to put their stamp on this good Calbred stakes race and renamed the race in honor of Soi Fet, a horse that was claimed for $16,000 and went on to win more than $1 million for trainer Leonard Powell. And the very first stakes race that Soi Fet won, well, it was in 2014, July 3rd, in the Bertrando Stakes. Let's go back in time and take a look at the stretch run of Soi Fet. The video is a little bit washy. I think that this was the first summer of Los Alamitos racing, and some of their videos didn't come out that great. But that's Soi Fet, 2 off the rail, splitting horses, running past Spirit Rules, and he will draw away, Soi Fet will, to win by nearly 4 lengths under Kent DeSormo. And that was the first of 5 Los Alamitos stakes victories for Soi Fet. Soi Fet, that was the first Bertrando Stakes also, by the way. Soi Fet ran in all 6 Bertrando Stakes, 2014 through last year, 2019, which was the final start of his career. Soi Fet, he finished a distant 6th, beating more than 24 lengths, and was subsequently retired. He now spends his days at Old Friends Farm in Kentucky. A good Calbred gelding, Soi Fet, who now has a race named in his honor. Okay, let's get back to the future, or back to at least contemporary times, and talk about the race that will be run on Saturday at Los Alamitos. Let's take a look at the field for the Soi Fet Stakes. This is the 7th running of the race, previously known as the Bertrando. It's a 1-mile race for Calbreds, and the morning line favorite will be number 2, King Abner. He's the 5-2 favorite on line maker Ed Burgart's morning line. Take the 101, the second choice at odds of 3-1, and third choice down on the bottom is number 8, Galilean. Galilean is expected to set the pace. This is a good, solid field. No superstars. It's a $100,000 race for Calbreds. You wouldn't expect to see any superstars. But what we do have is a good, strong bunch of older Calbreds racing a mile. 5 of the 8 horses have actually won races at Los Alamitos. Who knows? Maybe someday they'll have a race named after them. But let's talk a little bit about the horse that won last time out, a horse that won last time out, and he was 92-1, and I'm referring to Grinning Tiger, number 6, Grinning Tiger. He was a complete overlooked long shot in the Crystal Water Stakes at Santa Anita. This was last month, and all that Grinning Tiger did was make the lead, slow it down, and he was long gone. That's King Abner, by the way, down on the rail, the gray that's going to end up finishing 4th. That's King Abner. But Grinning Tiger, he made the lead. He coasted on the front end, and nobody could catch him. A good, solid win by Grinning Tiger, his 8th career win from 27 starts. And this is a horse that trainer Anthony Saavedra has done a terrific job with. Grinning Tiger, wire to wire in the Crystal Water Stakes. And by the way, we're running on dirt on Saturday in the Soi Fet. 5 of the 6 winners of this stakes race were moving from turf to dirt. It's one of the unusual handicapping aspects of handicapping Los Alamitos. Grass horses can make the transition to the Los Alamitos main track with a lot less difficulty than perhaps any other racetrack, more so than Santa Anita and or Del Mar. So if you see a grass horse showing up in a main track race at Los Alamitos, don't worry about it. They can make the transition, and that's exactly what Grinning Tiger is going to try to do on Saturday. Now, I suspect that Grinning Tiger had a real easy trip. It's not a suspicion. It's actually fact. He coasted on the lead. He went slow, a half in 47-3, and he was long gone. And it was a good ride and a good training job by Anthony Saavedra, who, by the way, gets on this horse in the morning. Not only does he train the horse, he's also Grinning Tiger's normal exercise rider. But that race was it was the best race of Grinning Tiger's career, the most important race. And for fourth place finisher King Abner, it was merely a prep race. King Abner was making his first start in 4 months, and his trainer, Phil D'Amato, was using the Crystal Water as a prep race for the Soi Phet that will be run on Saturday. We'll talk a little bit more about King Abner in just a minute. And by the way, the runner-up finisher in the Crystal Water is a horse, third place finisher, horse by the name of Brando the Bartender. And I suspect that I may have grossly neglected coverage of this horse. He ran well last time out, stretching out. He finished well against the grain of the race shape. The race was dominated by the front runner, and Brando the Bartender rallied from 6th to finish 2nd while stretching out for the first time. He goes from grass to the main track, and watch out for Brando the Bartender. I may have overlooked him, and if you're shopping for a price, you might want to give Brando the Bartender a little bit of consideration. Okay, let's talk about the second choice on the morning line, and that's number 3, Take the 101. Take the 101 is a 2-time Calbred Stakes winner, but that was way back in 2018. He was injured. He was on the sidelines from September of 2018 until February of this year, and the first 2 starts of Take the 101's comeback campaign suggested that maybe this guy just doesn't have it anymore. Well, it turns out that he has plenty, and he did it last time out in a first-level allowance on May 22nd at Santa Anita. As we roll the tape on Take the 101's return to form, he opened up, he went fast, 46-1, 110-1 were fast fractions for 1 mile on the Santa Anita main track, and Take the 101, long gone. Wire to wire at odds of 7-1. His 5th win from 13 starts. He's now a 5-year-old. And Take the 101 is back in top form for trainer Brian Corner, and he will be a factor on the front end in the Soi Fet. He's going to have company from number 8, Galilean. Galilean is a stakes winner at Los Alamitos as a 2-year-old around 2 turns. He has 2 sprint preps under his belt, Galilean does, and both he and Take the 101 are likely to be mixing it up early. And if they do, that will be just fine for King Abner. King Abner is fast. He has a forwardly placed running style, but he does not necessarily need the lead. Chances are he's going to tuck into a perfect trip, sitting 3rd behind the speed, and he will get first run. Now, as far as King Abner, by the way, King Abner, 1 year ago, he finished 6th at odds of 4-5 in this very stakes race. He was a complete disappointment. That was the end of a long, extended campaign. He was a tired horse. D'Amato gave him some time, brought him back. He turned out to be a much improved horse last fall and this winter. His comeback race was his first start in 4 months, like many horses did during the Santa Anita closure. They used the time to give King Abner a little bit of a break. King Abner came back with that 4th place finish in the Crystal Water. He has been stabled at Los Alamitos since this spring. He trains regularly over the Los Alamitos surface. He has won at Los Alamitos, and he should get a great trip position 3rd behind the speed. And if we go back in time a little bit, back to December of 2018, we'll see exactly how King Abner could possibly win this race. He sat just off the pace. He made the move into the lane. He opened up. This was an entry-level allowance race, and King Abner pretty much dusted the field. He opened up by 4 at the 8th pole and won by 2.5. This is King Abner when he is at his best form, and it shows what he can do over the Los Alamitos racing surface. He's back on dirt on Saturday, King Abner is. Abel Cedillo is going to be riding for trainer Phil D'Amato. This is the race that D'Amato has been pointing King Abner to, and I suspect that we are going to see the real King Abner on Saturday. And if the real King Abner shows up, he's the most probable winner. Now, there's a couple of extenuating things to at least consider. First of all, the first 6 years of this stakes race, not a single favorite has won the race, and we've seen some abysmal performances by favorites. King Abner is the 5-2 favorite. Only 2 favorites have even hit the board in this Calbred stakes race. Previously, the Bertrando, now the Soi Phet. So King Abner is going to try to make a little bit of history, I suppose, becoming the first winning favorite in the 7th running of this race. And when you go back and look at some of the long shot winners of the stakes race, including last year when it was won by a filly, the win payoffs have ranged from $8 all the way up to $24.80. We've only run the race 6 times, but this is a race that has so far early in its history tended to be won by long shots. I think that's all going to end on Saturday. King Abner at 5-2, he's the most likely winner of the Soi Fet Stakes, previously known as the Bertrando. The Soi Fet Stakes is race number 8 on Saturday at Los Alamitos, and King Abner is the most likely winner.